Alright, this is Andrew with Joda Home Inspections. We are doing a sewer scope today here in Plain City. Today is November 26th, 2025. And we're at 1748 North, 4100 West. The camera pushed out 118 feet to the city connection. That's the city line that you're seeing on the screen now. And this first connection point is called the nose-on. That's where it goes from your lateral line into the main city line. And it looks like a good connection there. This is PVC pipe, SCR. This is what they use on most new construction. So far it looks like you have good grade. And that's one of the main things I'm looking at on a new build, so that you have proper grade. We are going to get to an area under the house where that isn't quite the case. But we'll talk about that when we get there. So far it's looking good. Pretty average length of a sewer line. Average length that I see is about 100 feet. This house is set back a little further from the road, and so 118 is pretty average. Little splash of water there. Little splash is fine. What we don't want to see is standing water, because that indicates that you have a belly or a flat spot. We just went past a clean out, so that's the one I think in the front yard. It's stubbed up by the front porch. That's another spot where you could access the sewer line. So we're under the house at this point, and so this is definitely one of the harder spots to access the line. These are flat spots. I mean, we're just barely going underwater, and so it's not holding a ton of water, but not ideal. And that's a spot where grease is probably more likely to settle, and that creates a sticky spot where bigger pieces of waste could get stuck on that sticky spot. And if enough waste gets stuck, that can create a blockage where it backs up towards the house or into the house. As I've said, that's a pretty minor belly. It's not very long. My camera wasn't going completely underwater, at least not for very long. And so it's certainly not ideal. It would be a very hard spot to get to because you'd have to open up the basement slab if you did want it to have proper grade. But I would say with standing water, that's not ideal. And I would say that's not proper slope or the ideal slope that you should have. I'm going to end this recording now.